Welcome back to also cybersecurity episodes with Cyberqueen. Security is not a once-off project. It's an ongoing strategy that must align with your business goals. In this video, we'll discuss exactly how you can turn Microsoft 365 from E3 right through to E5 into a strategic advantage, mapping each tool to your risk profile, compliance needs, and growth plans. By the end, you'll have a clear blueprint for crafting a security roadmap that evolves as your organization does. Hi, I'm Venicia. I'm the founder of Cyberqueen, a cloud security architect and a Microsoft MVP. Together with Also, we bring you cybersecurity insights packed with the latest news and diverse perspectives. Now, Also is running a series of webinars focused on security, where you can dive deeper into Microsoft solutions and hear directly from industry experts. The security series includes both on-demand videos and live webinars. You'll find links to the webinars and the other learning opportunities in the description. So make sure to register and take full advantage of these learning opportunities. And as always, definitely make sure to check out the Also Cloud Marketplace for more insights. Alright, first off, let's discuss why your business needs a security strategy. Every business, no matter how big or small, definitely requires some form of security strategy. First, there is the data breach fallout. So the average global cost of a breach sits around 4.45 million US dollars. And hidden costs like legal fees, lost productivity, and customer churn often pushes that even higher. There is regulatory risks. So from GDPR in Europe to CCPA in the US, non-compliance fines can really become catastrophic for businesses. There is also a requirement for operational alignment. So a security strategy ensures that your tech investments map directly to your business goals. So security becomes an enabler, not a blocker. In this episode, we will cover core Microsoft 365 security components in E3 and E5, a step-by-step phased approach to roll out essential controls, how to maintain and evolve your security strategy as your organization grows by using Microsoft 365 tools to build your security strategy. Let's take a moment to open up the Microsoft 365 toolbox and see how each component slots into your potential security roadmap. I'll start with what every E5 tenant already has to help you build your strategy, and then show you the extra firepower that you can get if you move to E5. Now, when looking at identity and access on E3, you've got the basic defaults like Entra ID, conditional access, and multi-factor authentication. Now, in plain English, this means that you can only let people in who check in from known locations or uncompliant devices, and always make them prove that it's really them with a second factor of authentication. Now, this single step blocks around 99.9% of stolen password attacks. This is basic in E3, but really holds massive firepower in the attack landscape. If you then upgraded to E5, you would get Privileged Identity Management, or PIM. Now think of PIM like a VIP pass that you only issue when someone really needs it. So it automatically expires, no more permanent privileged or overprivileged administrators. Next, let's look at threat protection. Now with E3, you have Defender for Office 365 Plan 1. So this includes safe attachments and safe links. So every time someone clicks on a suspicious URL or downloads a suspicious file, Defender can help to protect you. E5 will take this a step further with AI-powered advanced threat analytics. This helps to spot weird patterns like someone downloading 10 gigs of data at 3 a.m. This will then raise an alarm, and before you even know something is off, the AI-powered threat analytics would have helped you and saved you in this case. Then there's also information protection and compliance. So with E3, you can create manual sensitivity labels, stamp files as confidential or internal only so people know how to handle them. But if you were to go to E5, the labeling would become automatic. You can define rules like any file with the word salary gets a confidential label, and Microsoft will tag it automatically for you. Plus, you will be able to get unlimited log retention and advanced e-discovery so that when regulators come knocking, you are ready with a single click. I think it's pretty clear that on E3, you get all the important essentials: conditional access, MFA, basic defender, and manual labeling. But when you upgrade to E5, it layers in PIM, AI-driven threat detection, auto-classification, and next-level compliance tools. So in the next section, we will walk through how you can activate these phases so that you're not biting off more than you can chew and you actually get the value from the licensing and tooling and capabilities that you have, in turn enhancing your security strategy over time. So we can simply break this down into a couple of steps. So there are some quick wins that can be activated in a number of days or 1 to 2 week period. So here you can consider multi-factor authentication for all users. MFA, as we already discussed, protects against 99.9% of credential attacks. Then you can start as the core baseline to start enforcing conditional access. So block legacy authentication, require access only from trusted locations, and then also look at devices that are compliant and perhaps prompt or block non-compliant devices. You can also set up sensitivity labels even though it will be manual, so you can tag highly confidential documents from day one. Then we can look at a more phased rollout. So in phase 1, you would focus on identity and access. So a key task here would be to deploy privileged identity management for high-risk roles. So this would ensure that you activate the licensing and capabilities together to ensure that you get almost immediate value. Phase 2 would be to focus on threat protection. A key task here would be to activate Defender for Endpoint in a pilot capacity and test this within your organization and make sure that you can set it up adequately. Phase 3, we could focus on information protection. So a key task here would be auto classification rules for sensitive data. So if something contains salary, tag it as confidential, as an example. And then in phase 4, you can focus on insider risk. Now, a key task here would be to configure a policy for finance-related file movements to trigger an alert if any finance files are moved in bulk or by an unauthorized or unknown user. Now, with this mitigation strategy, you actually start by tackling identity first. So you establish a trust foundation. And then next, you layer in the endpoint and data protections. And then finally, you would turn on automation and AI-driven policies in E5 for continuous monitoring. Now that you've rolled out your security controls, the real work actually begins. Keeping the controls and configurations sharp as your business grows, think of your security strategy like a garden. You plant seeds, but then you still need to water, prune, and feed it regularly. So some of these tasks would have to include regular reviews and risk assessments. So you need to block out time. Let's say every quarter is a great idea for a tabletop exercise. Gather your team together and walk through a hypothetical breach scenario using your playbooks and ask, would we still stop this attack today? If the answer is no, then you need to update your controls. Then there's also policy updates and patching. So Microsoft drops security patches and new features every month. You need to sync with your change management calendar to update their cycle. In that way, you're not caught off guard by a suddenly unsupported configuration. Then there's also the consideration for security governance forums. So it isn't just an IT issue, right? So here you need to think about compliance, legal, HR, and different business unit leaders. You need to meet monthly to review your secure score trends, recent incidents, and then any new regulations on the horizon. Having those cross-functional voices helps to keep your strategy aligned with the real business needs. Then super important here is continuous training. You need to run security awareness or phishing simulation training every few months and host bite-sized workshops for executives on their devices. Because let's be honest, if top management is not clued up, then your best tech controls can still be undone just by one click. You can use the Microsoft Secure Score as kind of your North Star here. It gives you a percentage-based snapshot of your security posture and it tells you exactly which recommendations you've implemented or you still need to tackle. It's perfect for tracking progress and showing the board how you're improving over time. Now, as a recap, Let's talk about the top 5 best practices. You'll want to remember these as guiding pillars to your security strategy. It's important to have a zero trust mindset. So never trust, always verify, and treat every user, device, and connection as if it's untrusted until it's proven otherwise. Identity protection first, so lock down authentication and enforce least privileged access. If you nail the identity aspect, then you've already won half the battle. Automate whenever you can. So turn on sensitivity labels, DLP rules, and insider risk policies. Automation frees you from the endless manual work, repetitive tasks, and manual reviews. Then it's about measurability and reporting. So use secure score and custom dashboards to track your progress and to show stakeholders exactly how you're improving. Then you need to foster a security culture. Tech is only half of the fight. Regular phishing drills and bite-sized training makes every employee your first line of defense. Building a security strategy isn't a once-off project at all. It's a continuous journey, and whether you're on E3 or ready to upgrade to E5, start with the fundamentals, layer in advanced controls, and keep evolving as threats change. Take the first step today by enabling multi-factor authentication and plotting your rollout phases. Next up, we will really zero in on identity management because the reality is that identity is our new perimeter. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, stay vigilant and stay secure.